It's the calm before the storm. Hurricane Florence is closing in on the Carolinas as more than 10 million people brace for the worst.
Temperature, dew point, wind speed.
Storm hunters flying near the eye of the storm.
We're just trying to make it so you have a more accurate prediction.
Space station images show its size and scope, 80 miles across and packing 110 mile-per-hour winds. Florence has now been downgraded to a Category 2. But experts say don't let that fool you. It still has a huge wind field of more than 400 miles and the potential to dump massive amounts of rain.
Here you can see the future path of Florence coming into the coast of North Carolina as a Category 2 on the Saffir-Simpson scale, then weakening rapidly, but it'll be a slow mover. And once it moves inland, the huge threat for some devastating flooding. So rainfall amounts here could exceed 20 inches, perhaps getting up to 40 inches over the next few days here. And the rain will lead to significant river flooding, and that will continue for perhaps over a week.
Meantime, time is running out to evacuate. At Fort Bragg in North Carolina, the 82nd Combat Aviation Brigade is moving out. The military base now a staging site for FEMA.
Please leave now.
And in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, hospitals are racing to evacuate patients.
We're trying to get everybody out, and as such, we're shutting the hospital down.
There's no backing down on the magnitude of the storm in relation to where it's going to hit.
The system could bring a deadly storm surge, a 13-foot wall of water in some areas, with a 1-2 punch of up to 40 inches of rain.
So it's a big, powerful Atlantic hurricane coming right into North Carolina initially, and then we have to see whether it wants to turn back to the southwest and hug the coast all the way down to Charleston before finally making its way inland.
First responders, law enforcement, and FEMA, and they're all ready.
President Trump issued this warning.
Get out of its way. Don't play games with it.
And at this school in the Raleigh area, students worship as the storm nears and pray for another downgrade. On the coast, some residents are still scrambling to make last-minute preparations. CBN's Eric Rosales is in Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, with more.
Time is running out to evacuate safely, and emotions are running high.
This beautiful beach here, I just can't imagine what it's going to be like when we come back. It's in God's hand, and we don't know why things happen, but they do, and we can't control any of that.
Here in Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, it is definitely the calm before the storm. The sun is out, the wind is blowing a bit, but it's definitely not the weather that you'd predict with a Category 3 hurricane just a few hundred miles off the shoreline. A number of people have heeded the warning and have packed up their belongings and headed off, but some are deciding to stay.
We're all boarded up. We got our shutters shut and plywood on the windows, and we're kind of battened down, and we got enough for over a week, water and whatnot.
So you're actually going to ride it out in your home?
Oh, we are. Yeah, we are. Yeah.
We're expecting a number of supplies that will be used by our volunteers to kind of assist the victims of the storm in the aftermath.
Churches and faith-based organizations are gathering supplies to help care for those who will be displaced after the massive storm leaves its mark.
We have a number of feeding units which are capable of feeding tens of thousands of people a day. We can have laundry units which also help with some of the immediate needs of the storm. We also have volunteers who stand ready with chainsaws and other equipment to help.
Others turned to social media and held live prayer sessions asking God to cause Hurricane Florence to lose strength.
Before it was over with, had about 1,600 people that were have been a part of praying with us about Hurricane Florence.